Did you say you were going to change that?
I did say I was going to do that, but I did not yet. Welcome, everybody, to Kasson Avenue, a talk show, not a podcast. And this is episode number 184. I'm your host, Adam, here with my brother, Osama, and the dog is here as well. Happy 4th of July to y'all if you are still celebrating holidays in a patriotic fashion.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, gave a day off work, so I'm cool with it. You know, hit that subscribe button and the like button and all the buttons that are, you know, you might think were positive for us. You know.
Yeah,
hit
exactly
those buttons. What's happening, man? We've been out a week. We're back now. Shout out to C-Mob. You know, I don't know.
Oh yeah. I've been trying to get the pictures from Vivi. For some reason, she's holding them hostage. I don't know how to get them
hostage.
Yeah, I don't know why. But we could have posted a picture to let you guys know we were getting fly instead of talking about just randomness on a Sunday.
It's true, and we're not about to wear tuxedos on a podcast. You know?
We could though. That would be hilarious. Like, what is that in Step Brothers when they wear tuxedos to the janitorial?
You're wearing tuxedos to a job that requires you to clean toilets.
Did you guys fart? I can smell it.
The tuxedos seem kind of fucked up now,
guys. Not much is going on. I'm still playing basketball. But that being said, I also did injure myself on Thursday.
Well, typical old man shit, right? I mean,
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know if the injury itself. I'm just saying,
this
like,
is
injuring
new
yourself.
to me. No, this would probably qualify as an old man injury.
They're bound to happen.
It's something called. So honestly, I didn't know. So when it happened, it was like non-contact. Not like I was doing a little jog down the court, and I thought it was my calf, right? Because it was above the Achilles and underneath the calf. It's something called the soleus, which is the muscle right underneath the calves, like on the side that like are on the side of it. Like
soleus.
Yeah, if you like look at the leg from the back, it's got like there's two like long muscles. And I guess I strained them. I don't know if it's a multiple.
I don't know how it identifies.
I don't know what pronouns to use for it. You know, I don't want to offend my soleus. But
July now is no longer Pride Month.
Which I did anyway. So that it got real tight. I tried to play another,
That's what she said.
I tried to go up and down the court like one last time, try to be the hero to end the game, shot up a terrible shot and said, yo, I'm out. And I went and sat down, changed my shoes and went home.
You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You know?
It happened. Yes, true. At 37, yeah. So I got home, been icing it. This happened Thursday. If you saw me walking, right after, and even like a day or so after, I was still walking pretty gingerly. Feels a lot better than it did, so I'm gonna let it go.
To say that as a man you're doing anything gingerly is still hilarious to me, even though
it is.
I know it's like
you do everything gingerly with your ginger beard.
Hey man, check yourself. All right, I trimmed it down. It's not even gingerly anymore.
How? No. that doesn't work. What is the hairs underneath the
write that down. Gingerly is the name of this episode.
Anyway,
it's a double entendre, man.
So I did want to talk about like the
wedding.
The difference is, well, we could talk about the wedding, but the difference is in the an injury, let's say pre-25 to post-35. Like, those are two totally different situations.
If you want to take it that far, you can say versus 15 versus 5, because honestly, like you become more of a bitch as you age. It's just
but there's a certain amount of time where you have the ability to play. We would play basketball. You get injured, it would snap right back in another 10 minutes. You'd be back out on the court.
I don't know about that, man. I've been down and out with a bad.
I have, but like the injury recovery is much quicker and more efficient when you're younger. As I've gotten older, like here's my theory on why I got injured. Honestly, it's the fact that I haven't played a lot of ball, right? And like I've been playing basketball about 4 weeks straight, and the muscles getting used more so than it was. And I was looking back at it on Thursday. I was like, hey. I was looking back at it on Thursday, and
oh, this is hilarious.
What happened, and I think if I remember correctly, there was a defensive play where I was backpedaling like 2 or so plays before it happened, if I remember correctly. So I feel like maybe that could have helped strain it because I was hustling backwards, not in like the literal sense in which I was trying to make moves and then doing something to hinder those moves, right? No, I was hustling like as you would to go get a defensive stop, but I was actually backwards.
Okay.
I'd like to actually see video of me running backwards like that one day.
You would?
Probably looks really hilarious.
It probably does.
Because I tend to feel like you look when you run, you're pretty
fast.
Not the word I was going to use for you, but hey, if that's the word, if that's what you want to call it, but I would call it something else. Really G. But anyway,
listen, man. Just stick to your gingerly. All right.
But anyway. So I believe that's what happened, overuse, and then it just kind of like. But honestly, it could have been much worse.
Overuse. I ain't even by way of underuse.
Addition by subtraction. So
I mean,
that's what happened with me. I don't know if I'm gonna go back Thursday, but we'll see. I'm trying to learn how to recover as an older gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a man of a certain age. Going out there and just running on a sprained ankle ain't a good idea, And
well, I didn't have a sprained ankle.
I mean it metaphorically,
But why would you come up with that dumbass analogy if there was nobody even said it? I went out there fine. I was running perfectly fine.
The point is,
and then I just took one step.
As far as
and
basketball,
the step said, "Hey, that's the last one for the night, brother."
As far as basketball injuries go, sprained ankle is like the most common place. So what I'm saying is, on your normal version of an injury, as you get older. You can't just go out and play through it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you could have said that better.
Stupid.
You could have said that way better.
Well, you could just interpret it better. That's what I think. Anyway, yeah, safety first, man. If you're feeling not 100%, don't go out there at 98%.
It's true, and it's funny you should say safety first because something happened in the last few weeks that had the world at attention, right? Probably while they were doing some other really sneaky, underhanded shit.
Yeah.
But that's for another podcast, not ours.
And there's conspiracy theories already around it, and they already made a documentary.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know, there's a company called Oceanic Views or something like that, where they
sounds like something that Drake named his album.
Tours or something like. But their name, yeah, that does actually. But so they're a company that takes people down in a private vessel down to see a Titanic. Can you do me a favor and look up how far down? I think Titanic's like 12,000 feet or some shit like that.
All right.
Because so here's what happened. This is they have I guess a vehicle, like a water vehicle, if you want to call it, that was meant for the ability to drop down to deep depths to view things that specifically the Titanic, right?
It's 13,000 feet down.
Okay. So this is how far they wanted to go down to go check out this. And now the problem lies where
a lot of thousands.
I guess this vessel wasn't approved beyond a certain amount of thousands of feet, right? Yeah.
But they said they made multiple journeys down there in that same vessel.
So I came across a YouTube video, some dude that was with
conspiracy theories.
He was supposed to go. They went down on 5, and that's when it imploded. But he was supposed to go down on 3, and for some reason, weather-wise, the guy that the I guess the owner or the creator, I don't know what they called him. He died actually on the boat, right? And he was on that. He was in dude's YouTube video, and I guess they canceled going down because of weather. But he said he could have easily been one of the people that went and it imploded on him. And I watched the YouTube video. I was like, that's crazy because they were showing the vessel, the one that actually imploded.
There was a couple celebrities before officially was a fatal event that were they
tried to get Mr. Beast, right?
Yeah.
And a few people.
That's where the conspiracy theories start, though. You start to hear people say I don't think anybody was even on board of that, and it was a distraction for a bunch of others.
Yeah, but the problem here is, I mean, there probably was people on board, right? And so the thing is this: if it imploded, that's fucking scary, man.
What they say is, in that flash second, that basically would.
It takes a millisecond.
They said that it heats up to hotter than the sun.
Yeah.
That's
Can you imagine? I mean, I would imagine you die fairly instantly, right? Like almost instant death.
Yeah, like you can't.
Which is kind of, I guess, a consolation, right? If there's anything that you could be like, okay, well, if they imploded, the death wasn't drawn out.
Well, see, that's all assuming that that's exactly how they went. They lost communication like an hour and a half in.
Yeah, but that their assumption is that that's when the implosion happened.
But then what happened? And like an hour and a half in is when it happened? Is it?
Yeah, I don't know how far they can drop down within an hour and a half, but I'm assuming it's thousands of feet. And the thing is, it wasn't approved beyond, like, I don't know the number.
The weird thing is that they were right by the Titanic, like where they found the debris.
Well, they dropped down.
But they were still, like, it was supposed to be on its way down still at that point.
I don't know. But I mean, I think if they were to drop it over where the because they said it was by the Titanic, but it was a large distance still, relatively speaking. So maybe if they were to drop it into the ocean above it, I don't know how much the ocean current affects you going literally due south into the ocean. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at what point does it just allow you to just float naturally down to the point that you are naturally pointing at from the point of entry into the water?
I just think that it was just unnecessary journey to take in the first place.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a necessary reason to go to the Titanic.
And if what they said is true, is that like they used a camera down there still, so they can only view it through a screen. They were just
no. There's a viewing port. Like it looked like this big. So there's only been a few people to successfully.
We can make really strong glass if it's this small. So
there's only a few people to successfully go down to the deepest depths of the ocean, right? Like
the deepest known.
Jacques not Cousteau, it's another one anyway.
Some other Jacques.
Two dudes, right, that went down really back in the day, and they got down, and by the time their glass, there was a crack in the glass like 20 minutes in, so they had to dip up. Right, because otherwise there's no telling if they would have made it. And then James Cameron, I think, is one of the other. You know that, right? James Cameron.
They said he did it 3 times.
Who?
James Cameron.
He's a fucking insane person, dude.
But he was the producer of the Titanic or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
but I would assume maybe he's a what do they call it, a fanatic, right? Of that movie. So, but they said that he's gone down there. Would you be able? Look at me in my face. Do you think you would be able to go? Because they say if you look up what it was like a one man,
like a pod.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was even shaped cylindrical.
It looks like it
was cylindrical.
Look like what the Power Rangers get into when they like force a big thing together like a robot.
I think
it's
so,
Morphin' Time.
But like with a big viewing window, if I can remember correctly. I've been wanting to watch it because he's done a few different like documentaries on that. But could you see yourself going down? Because I think it takes. I think it takes. I want to look this up because I want to see how long it actually takes to get yourself down. How long does it take to get to
descend to the
Challenger Deep?
To descend to the bottom of the ocean.
Pre-expedition estimates put the Challenger Deep descent at about 90 minutes.
Okay, so I guess they could have gotten to right where...
That doesn't sound... how long would it take to fall into the Marianas Trench? What? That's crazy.
Couldn't really do that.
Okay, so it seems like pretty fast. So you get down... But I think ascent takes like 5 hours or so. 5 to 8 hours. Because imagine
you're working with the floatability of the water at that point.
So. Gravity's allowing you to fall through. Does gravity exist in the water?
To some degree, yeah, definitely.
Is that possible?
Things sink in there.
Yeah, but things sink because it's just
Pop, for instance, is not a good floater, and he sinks no matter what body of water he's in.
Yeah, but water. Does the law of gravity exist within water?
I think so. I don't know. Like, it's not completely gone. Clearly, there's some like resistance.
Yeah,
if you go under,
but I think
you go underwater and you start trying to punch, it's going to be a lot more slow motion than
there's like displacement and all sorts of weird shit. Like, I'm gonna look it up. Does gravity exist in oceans?
This is very informative.
Ocean in the water, in the water on Earth. It pulls precipitation down from clouds and pulls water downhill. No shit.
So that's gravity, at work.
Why is there gravity in water? Does gravity exist inside of water? There we go. Though it's distributed over the landscape, the water has mass. The greater the mass, the greater the gravitational
Bigger
attraction.
the cap, the bigger the pillin.
Yeah, but I don't think that's answering what I'm asking.
Yeah, it is though.
Water is different than what we're in right now, which is not water.
If you jump into the water, right, and you do like a cannonball or some shit, you're gonna go down to a certain point and it's gonna bring you back up.
No, that's buoyancy.
That
has nothing to do with water. That's not gravity.
Yeah.
Buoyancy and gravity are two different things.
Here's what I'm comparing.
And I don't know this. I'm just thinking.
If you go into space, you don't bounce that same way. Like if you fucking jumped into space that way, you just keep falling.
Listen, the fact that they say we know more about space than we do about our own oceans.
Uh-huh.
In space, gravity exists. In our oceans, buoyancy or the lack thereof exists. So they don't.
I don't think that's the lack thereof. I think you're kind of alluding to it.
If you're lacking buoyancy, you fall through the ocean.
Yeah, but it depends.
That was a hilarious way to describe just going fall.
But see, there's also saltwater and freshwater, which change the terms in which you float or sink.
Buoyancy.
Then clearly it's related to gravity.
How?
Yo, man, because you don't have buoyancy in space. That's my only real argument for you there.
Yeah, but you don't have gravity in the oceans. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I don't think you know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I would say neither of us do, but if there was one that was less, it would be you.
I'm going to write into...
like in general in life when they compare us.
I'm going to write into Neil deGrasse's podcast and be like, listen, we had a debate about this on my podcast, but we don't know what
I believe that because buoyancy exists in water, that has more to do that. There's no gravity.
I don't think you can have buoyancy without the presence of gravity.
I think gravity exists due to the size of a object, right? The greater the size, the more gravity it pulls. The ocean is on the thing that's pulling gravity. Now it's up to buoyancy from this point.
I don't know, man. You can bottle water, you can't bottle space. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm saying they're two different things.
Yeah, but I'm telling you that there's gravity exists. Space is the absence of gravity.
Space is the absence of gravity. Or no, you're wrong. It's not the absence of gravity.
Yes, it is.
In space, there are varying levels of gravity.
No, the planets have a gravitational pull, but within
the
solar system itself,
the moon has
no gravity.
The moon, when you
Why
get
do you think
to
we're
the moon,
suspended in where we're at?
But there's gravity in space.
If something came and like poked us big enough, we would like glide and then we would stop because there's no gravity.
Something could pull us, like a moon
or a dark hole.
I don't believe that you know what you're talking. There's gravity in space.
Hey, listen, man.
The movie was made about it. It was called Gravity.
Yes, because there was no gravity.
I don't think so. They would have called it No Gravity.
It's not an R&B song, man.
Dude, I think
I'm telling you.
No, whatever, dude. Anyway, back to the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Would you... Okay, we've talked about this plenty, I think, on this podcast. But, okay, so the first thing, would you do what James Cameron does, which is, I think, 3 different expeditions? He's been down to the Titanic.
They say
like 15, 20 times or something like that.
There are 4 people who went to go and do a Mars simulation for a year.
They did?
They locked them in there. They're not taking them out for 4 years or for a year.
Oh, you know what's going to happen, right?
They're gonna overpopulate.
No,
there's only 4 people in there.
Idiocracy is going to happen. Wait, where are they?
NASA has some Mars simulation.
But it's on Earth.
Mars on Earth.
So what I'm saying is, remember in Idiocracy?
Yeah.
How like the world went to shit?
Yes, but there was a whole population there, not just 4 people. So I don't understand how it is the same.
But they only took 2 people in Idiocracy for what happened.
Oh, to put them into a
they're gonna wake up in they're gonna wake up in 25 years, and it's gonna be a completely different world. They're gonna think they're on Mars.
They're definitely gonna have some weird.
So where did you hear this? And so they're conscious.
It's like MSNBC article or some shit.
They are currently conscious. They are in a biodome-esque type place, and What?
And they're simulating Mars conditions, trying to get research for like if somehow, some way.
So are you telling me they're all in this fucking vacuum where they have to probably wear spacesuits the whole year so they don't die?
Something like that, man. I don't know.
You know what I realized? Movies have shaped how I see everything. The way I feel about Mars is exactly how Matt Damon portrayed it in the movie Mars. That's got to be the way Mars looks.
Yeah. Well, definitely. I mean, there's you get the most graphic imagery from movies and TV, and then it really helps kind of shape like
what you view.
What your
like it's why
is.
everybody's scared to travel everywhere because they make every place seem like it's a terroristic society that nobody should travel to because it's just evil everywhere.
Well, would you do the Mars simulation for a year?
How much they pay me?
I don't know. It's for scientific research. You just don't have to worry about anything that you currently
fuck about
owe
that.
for
How
a
much
year.
are they paying me?
I don't know. Let's say they paid you $1 million to go and do it for a year.
It's not enough.
How much would you need? 25?
For a year, I would need $1 million a month. $12 million.
Okay.
You're gonna make me live like I'm some sort of oxygen deprived fucking alien? No.
Well, I don't know exactly like what the conditions are, but
Are they assuming that we can now live on Mars?
I think they're trying to gather data about like how difficult would it be.
I think
kind
what
of
they're doing
provisions
is
we
seeing
need.
how quick it takes us to die on Mars, and that's what's going to happen. These people are just being basically martyrs.
Here's what NASA pays to be locked in a Mars simulator for a year. There you go.
That's what you Googled?
No, I was looking for the simulation in general, and then this is the first thing that popped up. Each participant, $10 per hour for all waking hours, which adds up to just over $60,000 for the entire 378-day mission.
What? Did you just say they get paid minimum wage to fucking pretend they're on Mars?
Hey, man, yeah, $60,000 just to get that shit done. But it's interesting.
Dude,
I would like more
no
specs.
way that they can get me to do that.
I would like more specifications about what does the environment entail.
Remember in Armageddon where they were having them make demands about what they wanted so they can go up to space and do that? They're like, we don't want to pay taxes ever.
Yeah, that would be a good demand.
Hell yeah. Like, I don't want to pay taxes.
I don't want sales tax either. You better give me
I
one
want
of
to be
them
able to walk into stores and just take what I want. And they know why I can't because I got this permanent fucking ID that says he can have this shit.
I'm trying to see if there's like any. There's probably not any freaking pictures or anything.
Probably not.
But-
and they can't see it anyway. So, anyway.
Yeah, no. But that was an interesting little thing that they were recruiting for. It said like 2021 they started doing it or looking for people. So
I'm not doing that, but I will go to space. I'm not going to pretend I'm in space, but you can definitely send me there. But my price goes up way more than that. $10 an hour?
Yeah,
That's
$10
fucked
an
up.
hour is not
Remember
very
Napoleon Dynamite? It's like $1 an hour.
$60,000 at the end of the year. I mean,
60,000, and then they're gonna.
if they like covered all
my
my other expenses for that year and it's like
hell
pure
no.
60.
They're gonna have the nerve to tax you on that shit too. You're gonna get $37,000.
I think I want like a.
like what did I do this for? I could have made way more this year.
I think I need like a month to like get acquainted with the people who I'd be going with, because if I can't tolerate you for a whole year and I'm stuck with you for a year and there's only 4 of us, somebody's gonna die, you know? Somebody's not making it out of there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For $1 million a month, I'll play nice with anybody.
Yeah, very true. Okay. Well, in other news,
You still didn't answer. We were whatever.
Well, what was the question?
We were still talking about the Titanic tours implodes. That's what I wrote there.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah. Well, word. I
I
don't know what else
Well,
we need to do.
listen, I just feel like that shit was crazy. But I also just feel like, to be perfectly honest, it's an unnecessary trip. But see, a lot of people have been killing these folks for going down there, and I don't know. I get the so with exploration.
If I could get out and like walk around it a little bit, it'd be a different story. But like, you can't leave the thing and you're just in the
it's
vessel.
very difficult for me to understand. Like, think about this. Your body cannot survive down at those depths. What happens to your body? Does it just like completely your bones break and then something eats you?
Your mass definitely goes up underwater as you go lower. or there's like a weight, the weight of water essentially.
Oh yeah, the pressure per square inch or whatever. That shit is high. But they say there's no way, like seconds, not even, your body can't survive down there. So I want to know.
I don't know if you like implode like that. Like,
does it implode and like just swallow itself up and you never see it again?
There's been a wreckage down there for a whole century now.
Well, they did get the wreckage of this shit. You saw that, right?
What do you mean?
This
oh yeah, but I'm saying like the Titanic's been down there, and it's not like you're just
somebody said, how come the Titanic hasn't imploded? I was like, you know what? That's a good fucking idea.
Yeah.
Or a good question. Maybe the quality of steel. I don't know. The quality of
this thing, they were basically in a plastic bubble with this thing. Like it wasn't, and it was controlled by an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
I'm like,
did you see
as soon
that?
As I saw that, this is kind of janky.
Did you see that survived?
What? See, that doesn't make any sense.
That's hilarious.
It's like when Chris Rock was doing Down to Earth, and he's like, "How come every time an airplane crash, the only thing they find is a black box?"
Why don't they make the whole plane out the black box? No, I just feel like it's a crazy thing to do. I understand the idea of exploration, and the reason why we've gone so far as we have as a human race is because the people who are willing to push the limits in exploration, right? They want to see, the depths of, how far the depths of the ocean go. And like they're saying, the Marianas Trench is only as far as we've found.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the deepest that it goes in the ocean. They say only 10% of it's been explored.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean,
when you know more about space than ocean, like that's the main point, right?
We live by the ocean.
We've been in the ocean a lot more than we've been in space. I don't know.
It's and that's what I was gonna get.
Plus, the thing about space, the thing about the ocean is also like the deeper you go, you can't see what's trying to eat you down there. You know?
Well, yeah, there's like different levels. At a certain point, there's no more light.
Like if gray whales can come up to the top, and they are the biggest known marine creature. Gray whales.
I think you mean blue whales.
I think it's gray whale. But whatever the case is,
I don't think there's a gray whale.
Fill in the blank.
There might be a gray whale.
There's
but
definitely
I don't
a gray whale.
The gray. Gotta check this out.
You gotta fact check me. But look, clearly, like we can see those things because they have to come up because they're mammals. There's got to be something bigger down there that trying to eat your ass. I'm not trying to. I don't need to be in the ocean like that.
Blue whale, and I don't believe there's anything called a gray whale.
There's definitely a gray whale. You can look it up.
No, I think you're stupid.
No, man. I love all the stupid things.
Oh, there is a gray whale, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 whales away from the top whale.
Well, whatever the case is, man. Blue whale, we can see the blue whale. There's probably something bigger than a blue whale.
They get
in the ocean somewhere.
They get up to 31 feet long. They say no, that's not right. That's less. That's not very big at all. Pause. 98 feet. 98 feet. It's a big fucking whale.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just swimming along, riding along in your automobile?
This is like 3 of them.
There's been a lot of encounters lately of whales trying to just
orcas, man. They've been trying to fuck people up.
Yo, orcas are too smart. They're us, but they're fucking fish. It's weird.
They're us, but they're better.
Honestly, yeah, they can like dive and they have a superpower. Like they can see us in the ocean, come fuck with us, and then dip down into like. But the problem is when we catch them forever, and we just put them in fucking tanks.
It's true. One of the things I was watching.
If I was a whale that was free, I'd be wanting to fuck humans up too.
True.
Who like there they are, guys.
I think it was the Simpsons.
Get them!
When the dolphins took back the land.
The dolphins took back land?
Yeah, I think it was
the Simpsons. Dolphins are technically like...
They're like, years ago, we used to run this, and then you guys kind of scared us into the ocean. We're taking our land back, and then it's just all the dolphins holding up the citizens.
They were walking?
And the citizens were now just floating in the water with all their shit.
Really? That's what That's pretty funny. I mean, honestly, you couldn't be mad at animals if they decided to fuck with us again, right? Like, if animals knew what we did to the other animals of their species, somehow, like, every time, remember in Family Guy when Brian peed on the mountain? And he's like, they'll know. And the dogs are like, son of a bitch. Like, what if, like, every time a deer got murked, like another deer, all the other deer were like, it's one more we gotta get them for, bro. Like,
but
deers are too stupid.
That's like bees. Like if you kill a bee, right? They can smell. Other ones can smell it.
Pheromones,
and then it'll come to it.
Yeah, you don't want to be there when the
They're
bees
like,
get
hang
there.
on a second, let's go find out what the fuck just happened.
If you linger around, it's like you fucking commit a crime and you just wait too long.
Yeah, you better just get your ass in the house or in the car for like the next.
You're pushing the limits, sir. You can't do that.
That's like when Yayo was talking about. It's like, let me see you shoot somebody brains out, stand there for 2 minutes,
and then run.
Like I never understood why you thought that was a good idea.
Well, I don't want to do the first thing, but if I do the first thing, I'm definitely not doing the second thing.
No, the second thing is not in the question at any point.
2 minutes later. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not a good idea. Just hang around.
No, I wouldn't do that. No. But no, that's the problem. Like think about it. If deer have like small brains, those goofy motherfuckers, man, they've been running across Cumberland by the house a lot lately. Yeah. I've been like, you guys are going to get hit.
There's a forest preserve there. Why are you going to this side? It's just like there's like a field for one small portion of it, and they're going into neighborhoods.
They're so stupid that like they'll be at the curb like hopping along trying doing this real dumb dance. I'm like, dude, if you just go back into the woods, dude. Go back into the woods.
It's much safer there. There's food.
But I guess in their world, maybe that's where he goes to take a shit.
Well, maybe it's not safer. Maybe.
What if they told you not to go to your bathroom? That's where you take a shit, man.
Oh yeah, but there's also coyotes in the back over there, so maybe they're just like, I gotta get.
Well, I don't know.
To the other side of this road.
About coyotes by me.
Oh, for sure there is.
No, I don't think so,
bro. When we were living together, there was coyotes over there, and then over here there's coyotes. In the middle, there's definitely coyotes.
There's no coyotes.
There's a forest preserve by you.
There are definitely no coyotes by me.
There is.
I beg to differ.
Well, we're not seeing eye to eye this episode, but I'm telling you right now, there's definitely 1,000%.
No, there isn't. How can you be that sure of anything?
I am very sure.
You're never sure.
Always sure.
Sure about what?
The fact that you know that about everything else. Anyway, one of the things I was watching yesterday was like polar bears, right? They were trying to figure out where they I guess like since ice caps and shit are melting and like they're talking about North America, like a remote corner of where they were their habitat was, and like just how they have to kind of prepare differently for winter right now.
Yeah, they are going to be, they're on the brink of extinction.
Well, in this particular section of the world, there was like right around the time where winter was kind of shifting, beluga whales would go there like in droves, right? Because I don't know if they still do. I didn't really say the date. It was like 2019 or 2018 that show came out. But like they come there to like have basically refuge from any other of the ocean predators that are trying to kill them.
Beluga whales?
Beluga whales. And like, you know, they're like super docile, just like, you know.
Big ass head.
Yeah. So what these...
They're not particularly the most attractive whale you've ever seen in your life.
They're like cute, like they're so stupid that it's cute thing, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. But it's still hilarious to me that they look like that. Yeah. Like, who drew this fucking character? So, what if that's how... You know how, like, for home, you draw sketches of homes, right? You draw sketches of cars. What if, in the making of humans and all other creatures, right, God has a whole section, a whole department of people making drawings, and he's like, nope, I don't like...
He's swiping on them and shit.
Swipe left, swipe right, you know? Like, this is going to... Put this into production. Who was this motherfucker? Like, and then like...
Come back, put some better than this. Come on, you're better than this.
Can you imagine, like, you know, when in school they put the red pen? Yeah. So God's like, I don't like that. That's pretty terrible. Nothing's right. God gets mad at his designers. What did they look like? Those designers, were they just like blank canvases with brains?
We were just like, it's like they weren't there to.
See, I think this is more.
I don't know. They were an energy.
This is more interesting to me to think about than like all the other things about religion. Like, how did God come up with the design?
We're going too far. Let me finish my polar bear.
Yeah, this is a way hella.
Yeah, no, but I was still in the middle
topic.
of things.
God's got designers for fucking.
Well, we can go back to God and his designers. But anyways, the the polar bears would hang out on rocks, like in the middle of the ocean, open ocean, but like close to the shore, and wait for these beluga whales to come swimming by, and they would just dive in head first and grab them by the head and pull them out, just eat them alive, essentially. Well, as soon as they came down on the bite, they killed them.
How big are beluga whales?
They're literally like they're right around the same size as polar bears, like based on how they were swimming and when they were dragging them out of the water.
How the fuck do these polar bears have the ability to pull something out of the water and eat them?
They're thugs.
Why can't the beluga whales aren't ever able to win that battle?
the beluga whales are safe if they can see them coming, right? Because like then there are multiple will just kind of turn around and that bear doesn't really have a chance of getting back out of the water carefully. I don't really know, but as soon as they like find the right time, like they sit there like their ass in the air looking in the water ready to fucking pounce, and they just jump in when the time is right and grab them by the head. It's crazy.
They grab them by the head. I mean, I get it. It's a gigantic.
They bite them in the back of the head as they jump in there.
What?
Kills them pretty much instantly. Pretty much kills them instantly, and then just drags them to the land. And
That's savage.
Yeah.
I've seen that whales out there, like orcas, have orchestrated a way, like they know how to manipulate the waves, like where these like sea lions or whatever will be, they'll take refuge on like these little, these ice, whatevers, and the whales know how to manipulate the waves so that it creates a effect that ripples and breaks apart that little island of ice, and the thing falls in the water, and they then have a meal. I've also seen
it's craziness.
So I seen a penguin running from like a sea lion, not a sea lion, what's the big goofy motherfuckers?
Otter?
Not an otter, bigger.
What's it called? Those things that
they're humongous.
The things that he had in 50 First Dates, right? Like the
yeah, one of those. But those
manatee.
No, not the manatee. It's something
that was a manatee.
Anyway, but Joe Rogan actually told a story he heard about, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it's terrifying enough to tell. He was saying that there's some guys that were in Antarctica or whatever, or up towards the North Pole, and
cold motherfuckers.
Yeah, and I guess they were on a boat. Something happened. Anyway, they end up on an iceberg, essentially, like a flat piece of ice. And in the distance, he says that they saw a polar bear, right? And the polar bear is just looking at them. And these motherfuckers, polar bears don't care. They just want to eat. They smell the meat, like your meat. They're gonna eat you. Pause. I guess, but they won't. They will eat you. So I guess that they said that they saw him. He saw them, and so he jumps in the water, comes up, and hops onto one iceberg closer to them, and he looks at them. I guess he jumps back in, does another one, and they're just like terrified. They can't do nothing. It's a fucking polar bear, right? So I guess he the
superior predators.
The story goes as he said it is that he pops up onto theirs, grabs one of the guys, right? And he pulls him in and pulls him onto the next one and proceeds to eat him.
Jeez.
In front of the others. Scurry, terrifying.
And,
hopefully, I mean,
Coca-Cola makes them look like all they want is a good, fresh fucking Coke out of a glass bottle. But it's a lie.
All these fucking things are made to look cute. Like, okay, I'll say this. There's a video I just saw recently of a bear running across a lake to these like photographers, and it was running pretty aggressively, and then the photographers and them started making noise, and the photographer ran at the bear, and the bear ran away like a little pussy, which is hilarious. Because I was on the way here, I was thinking about how bears, though terrifying, can also be kind of a pussy.
You can spook them.
But and when they run away, they look so hilarious.
I think less people would die at the hands of bears if people
stop going to the wilderness.
Well, that too. But if they were like less pussies, right? Because like if you freeze up right away when you see a bear. It was just kind of a natural reaction. But if you like tried to scare them like that, you might probably have the upper hand.
Well, that didn't work. Yeah, they also can run 35 miles an hour in bursts, like in sprints.
And they can climb trees.
Talking
about, don't you climb trees?
No, but bears do. And if you climb up there, it's an easier way for them to eat you. Yeah. And that rhymed.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. There's some other bear that was like it basically eats mostly like berries and shit like that, but it goes to the top of the tree. Like it climbs a tree and it goes to the top. And I'm like, that wind is swaying your ass around a little bit.
That's where the best berries are, man. I'll be watching the squirrels.
The best berries are at the top.
I'll be watching the squirrels in my neighborhood as they climb trees, and I'll be just like, where are they going? So I just try to watch. And every once in a while, I'll be like, is he going to that bird's nest? The hungry motherfucker. Like, that's what they do. Yeah. I don't know where they live.
If people have anything out, like bird feeders and shit, they'll go there. They'll chase each other around. I don't think they have like a particular thing in mind. It just kind of.
Why can't animals just be like they are in Charlotte's Web?
Charlotte's Web?
Charlotte? Thought it was Scarlet's Letter. It's Scarlet Letter and Charlotte's Web. Yes, Charlotte's Web. How come they can't just be that?
It's a nasty combination. Yeah.
It is. It's pretty fucked up. Yeah. But why can't they just be that way? Why can't if you can communicate with them, like imagine if you could just walk up to a spider and be like, "Yo, I ain't trying to fuck with you."
Which player?
Right. Nobody would be afraid if they can just all get along. But you can't communicate. It's like a fucking analogy for Earth. Yeah, all these humans don't speak the same language, so they all take it as offense.
See, but spiders, like they just look creepy, right? You got eight legs and a bunch of eyes.
Yeah, man.
Like you're set up to be terrifying.
In theory, I wouldn't be afraid of spiders.
Yeah, I think like if your legs were set up differently, you just look less creepy. That's why you get a bad rap. You'll just think it's just put like evil on you. But that's because anytime anything is like abandoned for like a extended period of time, you just make a house there. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't blame you. This seems like a good place to set up. Like people only sell homes that nobody lives in, right? So
it's true. Can't sell the house that somebody lives in already, because there's already a deed out there somewhere.
Yeah, and those squatters. What the fuck is that shit?
I don't know, man. But
hey, I'm gonna shoot the shit out of somebody. They try to squat in my house.
Word.
Be like, yo, they intruded. I was already living here. Be like, man, you live dirty. Well, unfortunately, it is what it is. I will take that blame, but pretend that listen, ain't no way you're just gonna pretend that my house is your house, no. Right? Like I will burn my house to the ground before you do that shit.
I'll burn my house with you in it before I let you just live here with me.
There is literally no way. We both ain't got homes, but you might not have a life. So that's what. There's no way. Squat. The term for it is nasty. Squatting. If I'm picturing
smoking back here taking a shit.
If all I'm doing is picturing you squatting around my house everywhere you went, like you're in the room watching TV squatting, that's nasty to me, man.
It's like a kid who's like training being out of the diapers and he just like hides in the corner.
He's taking a shit. Yeah, man. Like, dude, if you don't get your ass to the bathroom, because I ain't cleaning that no more.
It's pretty funny. I guess like in the terms of replacing things that were once there that are not, like residents of a house. It looks like Ryan Seacrest got a new job,
Oh, look at you, Segway King.
Well, we just talked about this last week.
Well, he's Wheel of Fortune's guy, right?
Yep, he's the new Pat Sajak.
Now you got to be called. What if that's like his role now? His name is now Pat Sajak too.
It pretty much should be that way. You have to legally change your name to Pat.
Do you think it's gonna work?
No.
Do you think he's gonna have sex with Vanna White?
I would.
I wouldn't.
All right, well.
I think Vanna White's probably
good
like
15
mad
years
old
ago.
now, right?
Good 15, 20 years ago, maybe.
How old is Vanna White? But how old do you think Vanna White is? Because she's been on TV for 40 years with this motherfucker.
I think she's in her 60s, if I had to guess.
Vanna White is 66 years old. Yep.
Well, I mean, listen, saying 60s kind of gives me a whole 10 years for error. But, yeah, she's a bit old. So I guess, 15 years ago maybe,
She only makes $3 million a year?
Well, I mean.
She hasn't got a single pay increase for the last 18 years is what TMZ says.
Damn. So is she quitting or is she going to stay there? That part I don't know. I just heard that Ryan Seacrest was replacing him.
Pat Sajak is $15 million a year. Yo, they aren't getting paid much at all.
I mean, listen,
for being on TV for so long,
for $15 million a year, I'd be sitting there hosting.
What nationality is Vanna White? American.
That makes sense. See, that's over $1 million a month, like your baseline was. If you can pay me to sit at a desk and do things that like I'm not extraordinarily passionate about, then you can certainly pay me to go and host a show and give me $1 million a month, and I'm going to do it.
Do you think that Wheel of Fortune needs a revamp? Like, does it need to be like a little bit more edgy? Do they need to say things that are like hilarious?
Do they need to update the look of the board and the wheel?
I think they need to update the look of Vanna White.
Who should be the next Vanna White?
Hillary Duff.
Well, I guess it's not a bad pick.
Like, now that you mentioned it, that is a pretty decent.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to.
We got to find somebody who's not doing anything.
See, the thing is, she's just doing that 2.5. And I'm be honest with you, I love me some Hillary Duff.
Yeah, me too.
So much. But she's a terrible actress on that show. I thought it was terrible. I watched it, the How I Met Your Father. I watched it for 10 minutes and I thought, yo, this is terrible.
How I Met Your Mother was good. I'm not going to watch.
But when it comes to being the next Vanna White, right? To be her, you gotta find the fine line, right? You couldn't get somebody like a Julia Roberts, right?
Yeah, we got to get somebody who plays well with Ryan Seacrest, like that.
Well, how do we know that Hillary Duff was?
Maria Menounos.
So you think we should take it away from a Caucasian, right?
I mean, let's do that.
Should we? Well, then we shouldn't give it to Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, that's true.
I'm surprised they didn't give it to Steve Harvey.
That's true too. But he also has a lot of things going on. He just has a new judge show.
How long does it really take to film fucking Wheel of Fortune?
I don't know.
I think he could do probably 8 episodes in a good 4 hours.
But now he's being a judge, so
that is really funny, actually.
He's not a judge though, but but he's a
None of them are really judges.
I thought Judge Mathis was legit. Like at least
I don't think so.
He has a credentialing for it? No.
Maybe they. I don't. Do you really believe any of those motherfuckers went to law school?
I don't know, but
Judge Judy was on TV for 70 years. I don't know of anything that she's ever really done that was outside of people's court television.
I honestly don't know.
What was the other one? Joe
Brown?
No, the white girl, the lady, Millian.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She was cool. She was a little sassy, like New Yorker.
Yeah.
I told Vivi, I was like, I don't think I could date a chick from New York.
Because it's just too abrasive?
I don't like the accent, man.
Oh.
Like, I think
I don't care about the accent. It's just like
I do.
They're very much.
Look here, dead ass.
I don't
you
like
can suck
the
my dick, B. That's what they be saying. The girls in New York say that.
Well, that is the attitude that I don't like.
My girl tells me to suck her dick. That's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker. Like, listen, don't tell me that. That's not cool.
I mean,
I wouldn't tell you that, and I have a dick.
But you're from Chicago. It's not like they don't do that here.
Well, I ain't doing it to me.
I'm just saying, they still do it here.
No, but they do it more there, and they got that dumbass accent, right? Like, I just don't find.
I like girls that are from climates that are like stable and nice, like paradisical, because they have better attitudes.
I don't know that that's a word.
I think it is.
I think you made it up. But
Weber.
I'll say this. I think like sometimes the English accent on a right chick, that's pretty hot.
But see,
I feel like
you're looking outside.
Who's got a dope accent?
You're looking outside of the United States now.
Priyanka Chopra. She got a dope accent.
There's some hot Indian women.
Yeah, definitely. And then Selma Hayek.
True.
I'm a fan of Selma Hayek before. Like, if you were to
Selma Hayek has never not been attractive.
J-Lo, Selma Hayek, Vivi knows this. I be on Selma Hayek all day.
All day, son.
All day. We do this all day. Shout out to Schmidt from The New Girl. All day. All day.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know who I would put
Some
in place
Australian girls have some hot accents.
there. Yeah, Australian and British, but they're both. I know that like you don't want to convolute those things in front of them, but to me they're very similar.
Well, until you hear them together, right? Like there's a difference. You just don't know it until you hear it. That type of thing. But but yeah, like the New York accent, the Boston accent. Oh my God. I don't give a fuck how hot you are. That accent is terrible, man.
Yeah, but if you're
like
hot,
what do they call those?
A lot, as long as you're like a biological hot.
Like no, I don't care, man. I don't care. What comes out of your mouth is equally important.
Well, it depends what I'm
like.
What I'm
what
in
are those?
For,
what is those? There was that show on I forget what channel. It was Southie. Like the Boston, those Boston chicks. It's like it's just like the London girls that speak like that. Like remember in The Office when old girl was part of the English chick started becoming and she was like, I used to talk like that. Like there's that like
there's different parts.
There's some ugly accents, dog. Like ugly.
There for sure is.
Right, like what the fuck. And I feel like that,
but like every place that has an ugly accent, there's like there's a form of it that when the right girl does it, sounds fine.
There are hot New York accented women, right? Just like I'm assuming probably Boston too, right? But
it's like Russia, like
I guess
in general sense, that's a really ugly like sounding, But there's like hot Russian.
Yeah, but I would be afraid of every Russian woman I ever met.
Yeah. It's true.
I don't know what you're capable of. You might be able to whoop my ass.
Probably. So they do like slap competitions is like their thing.
Yo, the slap competitions are hilarious.
Hell
hilarious. Yeah. I saw an even funnier slap contest. Did I send you that video where the guys were the Indian guys? Yo,
he was slapping the shit out of them.
I didn't know if it was real, if it was like. And I think it would be hilarious to go to India. I think I might want to go to India. Just for that, I'd have to view this.
Just to watch them slap each other.
He did the flying like slap to the chest, and they were just like, like they were giving each other the
5 stars,
just slapping the shit out, not in the face. It was like when me and Adam used to fight when we were kids. Like, listen, don't hit each other in the face because then they know. Just hit body shots, son.
Yeah,
that's what they were doing.
They were slap boxing in a way,
but
like they took it to another level.
To the whole nother motherfucking level. But yeah, when it comes to that, like accents are like a very like
it's true.
Like
an Irish accent?
I think sometimes the Canadian accent on women might not. I got everything. I cannot complain. I don't even know my name. I got.
You did forget.
I did forget it.
What a poetic timing, right when you were just going for that. You want to talk a little bit of rap?
What rap?
Well, Billboard made a top rap groups list.
Man, you know what's funny? One of the guys at work just asked me this question.
Like, who's the best rap group of all time?
Yeah, and remember we've discussed.
It becomes a little bit convoluted because I think if
we discussed the number
2 or more.
Yeah, and I always say that a duo is is 2, and everything more is a group. And I told him, he brought it up at the end of the day, and I was like, I can't fucking talk. I can't have this conversation with 10 minutes left in the day. I was like, this is a nuanced conversation. But that being said,
so what you're saying, I added as I waited until too long into the episode to ask about.
Well, I mean, you can go ahead and we can discuss like the top 10. But go ahead and tell me what you know about it. What you know about that? What you know about
What I know about it is that Billboard made a list, and it's I'll give you some of the people on it. So Billboard just revealed their list of the top.
Can you give me the top 10?
Yeah, I have the top 20 here if you want to go through those.
All right, that's fine.
All right, so number 20 is UGK.
Okay.
19 is G Unit.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 6 Mafia is number 18.
Okay.
Cypress Hill, 17.
Mm-hmm.
16, Beastie Boys.
Okay.
15, Naughty by Nature.
Okay.
14, Fugees.
Okay.
13, you're not going to agree with this one if I believe so, Mobb Deep.
Number what?
13.
See, that's the thing. Is that a duo?
I think they've mentioned rap group in their, at least some of their songs.
I mean, is Noid part of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Go ahead.
Grandmaster Flash and Funky Bunch there. Number 12. Migos, number 11. 10 is The Roots. 9, De La Soul. 8, Salt and Pepper. 7, Eric B. and Rakim. 16, Public Enemy.
So they're definitely just they're assuming that two or more.
Yeah,
is a
they're
group.
definitely doing 2.
Okay.
And then the top 5. So number 5 is Run DMC. Number 4, Tribe Called Quest. Number 3, NWA. Number 2, Wu-Tang. And then number 1, Outkast.
I'm not mad at the list. I just, again, for me, it's a matter of what is a group and what is a duo.
Yeah, I agree. Because
and
now you have like...
And are those two things different?
I think, yeah. Well, it would have to... There's a lot more twosomes that can be... So there's enough where you can make like a list.
You can make a list of top groups that consist of 3 or more and also create a list that's of duos because I believe that there is an equal or an ample amount of both of those categories to create a pretty decent list that is separate from the other.
Well, see, and that's when you have number 1 Outkast is a 2-person crew, and then number 2 Wu-Tang Clan, which is like 900 people. So
yeah, that's the thing, right? So I mean, a collective of we have to. That's really something that has to be discussed. But if you like, I would gladly put together a top 10 of both of those and come in next week with one.
Not against it. And see, that's where Wu-Tang, when they call themselves a clan instead of a group, then they leave themselves open to just have like as many people as part of it.
Yeah, it's different than like the fact that salt and pepper is literally a salt and a pepper.
Yeah. It's two people.
Mobb Deep is obviously
a mob and a deep.
It's Havoc and P. But that's what I'm saying. Are they like, is Big Noid part of it? Like, I mean, do they consider him, or is it always just been them? To me, it's always just been them. But if that's the case, then I'm wrong, and then you can go ahead and throw them wherever you want.
Okay, so we can put a list together and talk about that.
We can definitely do that.
Then there's another one that I wanted to do, which was best rap beats of all time, because they also did a list like that.
That's hard.
And they're like, you have to think about like the beat without the lyrics over it, because the lyrics will change. Like if it's a number one hit, it might be that because partly who's singing it, who's rapping it, whatever, and not just the beat itself.
That's a difficult one to do. That would take some time to put together for sure.
I think so. Obviously, they have like shook ones and shit like that where they do like all the ciphers.
I would literally have to start looking. I would start having to do like a lot of Google search to remind myself of certain things, and then like to kind of just in my head strip the song of the lyrics to just listen to that beat.
Yeah. First 15, last 25 seconds.
Yeah, that would be difficult, but I would like to do that too as well. So I'm interested.
Word, son. All right, well, where are we at on time? Do we need to wrap it up?
Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Yeah, I guess we could wrap it up.
All right, well then we'll do that. We're not getting student loan forgiveness, by the way. That's
if you don't know, I don't want to discuss it. It will only make me angry.
Yeah, I thought that we would lose a good $20,000 off the balance. That's nice.
Would have been nice, man. Would have been nice. And I just got the email saying when payments resume, I'm gonna defer more. Fuck y'all.
So, yeah, that's what I said too. Supreme Court is just like to everything that you think you know. Like, oh, you want right? No, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Let's just get out of here. I'm gonna go celebrate with a block party. How about that?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Pops coming back tomorrow, man.
Indeed, been a quick 3 weeks.
It was a vacation. There's gonna be mad fireworks out there, so take care of your dogs, man. Know whose temperament.
Yeah,
my dog is cool. He'll be sleeping right through it.
That's cool. That's
real nice. But yeah, man, y'all have a good weekend. Have a good extended weekend. Hopefully, you got Monday off too, because I didn't. Fucked up shit. We will catch y'all on episode number 185. Hit the subscribe button and all that good stuff, and then we'll catch y'all then.
Later, y'all.
Peace.